Baba Ki Jai. I, Sadhna Walia Bhasin, welcome you all brothers and sisters across the globe to Mahavatar Baba Haidakhan Conclave 3. This was envisioned by our chairman, Honorary Brigadier Dr. Arvind Lal, to converge Babaji's community into the virtual world. Now we have experiences of a few brothers and sisters to share with you. Shri Alok Banerjee, lovingly and respectfully called Alok Uncle by me. He is one of the most senior and loved members of our Samaj. He has served Babaji, Munirajji and also as chairman of the Samaj for 7 to 8 years. He was lovingly addressed as Raja Sahib by Maharaj. Over to Alok Uncle.
Tvamev mata chakta tvamev, tvamev bandhuscha sakha tvamev vidyascha davidam tvamev sarvam mama deva deva. Guru Sri Haidakhandi Bhagwan ki jai, Param Guru Samaj Maharaj ki jai, Atal Shri Haidakhan Vishwanam ki jai, Rashtrani Nasik Bhairav ki jai, Jagdambe Mat ki jai, Haidakhandeshwari Mat ki jai, Bajrang Bali ki jai, Bole Baba ki jai. It's indeed a great pleasure for me to be invited by Arvind Bhai and Sanjeev Bhai to share with you my experiences with Babaji. What I can, Babaji is unfathomable. It is to talk anything about him is so difficult. But anyway, I'll try to just give you a little background about how I first came to Babaji. It's a long story, but I would like to cut it short because of the time limit that we have. And to start with, let me tell you that in 1978, in the month of May, my cousin Dipu Bhai and his family, Aloka, Bhabi and their 2 children, they had gone to Kashmir to visit our yoga guru who had a summer camp in Pahalgam. And so they started their travel from Srinagar by car to visit Pahalgam, and but on the way they had a head-on collision with an army truck, and whoever saw the car, they could not imagine that somebody could have survived in this car. But by the grace of Babaji, they were unharmed, and they only had some minor injuries, and they got their medical treatment, and then the army people, they took them to Pahalgam to meet the Swamiji in Pahalgam in his camp. So the daughter of Dipu Bhai, she was also there, and when she came to the Swamiji, she took out a little picture, and she showed this picture to Swamiji, and Swamiji said he was absolutely amazed to see this picture. And he asked her, where did you get this picture from? So she said, oh, somebody gave it to us and they said to carry this picture with you. So this Swamiji told them that he is Lord Shiva. It is because of him that you have been saved in this accident. And whenever it is possible, you must have his darshan. So this was in the month of May, and then in the month of July, the same year, 78, they were told that Babaji was coming for Guru Purnima in Vrindavan ashram. And so they went for darshan, and they were absolutely floored to have Babaji's darshan. And then when they came back, they told myself and my wife that Alok and Anuradha, you must have darshan of Babaji. He is Lord Shiva. And we are so happy that we could go and get his blessings. So but then at that time, I was not interested to have darshan of any Babaji or anybody. But my wife Anuradha, she was absolutely determined that she wants to have darshan of Babaji. So Babaji had invited Dipu Bhai and his family to come to Haidakhan for Kartik Puja, for Kartik Sankranti in the month of November, same year. And so they went there. And so they said, we are going there, and if you want, you're most welcome to come with us. I refused to go. I said, no, I am not willing to go and have darshan of anybody. Well, I was, very young then, and very much in my business, and a man of the world, I was into, and I had no inclination to go to any Swamiji or Babaji at that time. But my wife Anuradha, she kept on insisting that if you don't come, then I will not be able to go. My parents, your parents will not allow me to go. So I said, okay, if you are so insistent, I will come with you. So it was decided that we will go to Haidakhan for darshan of Babaji during this November month. And so we reached, we traveled to Haldwani, and as usual, we went to Munirajji's office, and the first darshan of Munirajji at that time. And so he offered us some tea and all that, and then we said, okay, please get ready, because very shortly Amar Chacha's truck will take you to the dam site, to the Jamrani dam site, because at that time there was no motorable road. You have to walk all the way through the rivers to reach the ashram. So okay, we got ready, and we all were loaded onto this truck, and there were some other devotees also who were with us. So we reached Jamrani Dam, and then the porters were there, and they were asked to carry our luggage. But then my wife, she insisted that here, this box, there was a little cardboard box, and said there was this contains the prasad for Babaji, and Alok, I will not allow this to be handed over to the porters. You have to carry this on your head. I Wow, how can I do this? I mean, I cannot, how can I walk in with this box on my head? Sorry, it's not for me. So, but she's insisted. Anyway, so again, as an obedient husband, I started carrying this, and we started walking through the river, up and down through the rivers, and so ultimately, after 3-4 hours, we reached uh, reached Haidakhan, and before we could go up the stairs, we were asked to take our bath in Gautami Ganga, and we should then go up to meet Babaji. So we were in the process of taking our bath and getting clean before we went up, and suddenly we find that there was one lady, shouting from the top of the stairs and ask whoever has come from Allahabad, please come immediately. Baba is waiting for you. And and at that time, I forgot to tell you that Wing Commander Srivastav, he was like a guide, and he had accompanied us and taken us to Haidakhan at that time. So anyway, so we were, and then later on we found out that this lady who was standing up there was Munirajji's mother. And okay, so we went up the 108 stairs, and I was absolutely tired and out of breath. But then in the garden, Babaji used to sit in those times on the corner of the garden. There was a pathway where he used to sit there. So there were some people, some devotees already there. Babaji were waiting. So Deepu Bhai and Aloka, they went and made their pranams to Babaji. And I was standing at the back. I said, no, I don't know who this is. He was a young man. Who is this Babaji? I will not. So I was waiting at the back. But then Deepu Bhai came and he pushed me. He said, go, hello, go and do your pranam. I said, no, I'm okay. So no, he pushed me, so then I went and did my pranam. But to be honest, that at that time, even when I did my first pranam to Babaji, it really I had no feeling about this, So okay, so that went, and then Babaji asked us, okay, go and get your bandara, and there was hot khichdi waiting for us. We were very hungry at that time, so we went and had the khichdi, and then we were told that at 3:30 Babaji goes down for his bath in the river, so you all must go and take your bath at that time before the evening aarti and darshan. Okay, so we plodded down again, all the 108 steps down, and then came up, and then okay, and we were waiting in the evening darshan. Waiting for Babaji, and Babaji, okay, he walked in and sat on his asana. And then the queue was made for every people to go and have his darshan, and do his pranam. So slowly, we were asked to go and do our pranams to Babaji. So slowly we went and did our pranams. And even then, at that time, this was the second time that I did my pranam to Babaji. And, nothing really changed in me. I was still, confused, and I didn't know who this was and why have I come to meet him. Okay, so we all sat down after our pranams, and then Babaji called me, and he gave me, and he took out his chimta, and he said, you play this. I said, what is this? I've never used this, I don't know what is this supposed to be. So, no, you said, you play. So I said, okay. So I went back with this chimta, and then started playing this. And then suddenly, I just could not hold my tears. And then, I just kept on weeping, crying. tears were just rolling down my eyes, and I could not stop myself. And then suddenly the realization came into my mind that Babaji, he is my father, he is my friend, he is my philosopher. He has been waiting for us for all this time, and I'm so happy, and I was absolutely overwhelmed to have to be with him and to have his darshan. And my friends, I just wanted to tell you that we were there, I think, for 2 days. In the first 2 days, whenever I had darshan of Babaji in the morning, darshan, or in the evening darshan, it was all the time. I just could not hold my tears. I was just everything came out of my heart, and so this is the first experience of Babaji, my first darshan of Babaji when I met him.
I would like to thank Alok uncle, Filippo, or should I say Dr. Filippo, according to Arvind Bhai, as he is the first doctor he met in Babaji's kingdom. He is again a Samaj elder. Filippo has been the president of Babaji's Italian Samaj, and today he works as a statesman, guiding and advising the Italian Samaj. Over to Filippo.
I met Baba that I was 27. Tomorrow I will be 70. And all my life was transformed. And Baba, for 30 years, I spent winter in Haidakhan. But now it's 10 years I don't go. But Babaji, there is no one day in which Babaji is not part of my life and is not in my mind. What to say? We have a limited mind. Being with Babaji the first 6 years, I felt that it was so beyond our capacity for understanding all. It was real, the self that destroyed the ego. It was the pure being that is everywhere. It's so manifested in one body. It was so something incredible for our mind. I remember I was there when Babaji left his body, and after the suffering and the pain for what happened, also we had the feeling that he was really there, that he didn't left. It was in the air, in our heart, in our breath. It was everywhere. We felt it so strongly. And till now, as a spiritual reality, is not only the beautiful memory, the miracles, the incredible thing we saw being with him. It was so incredible. The days with him were something that one can think is a dream. And so many coincidences, so many synchronicity took me to Babaji from Italy that I have no time to explain. It will take 1 hour. But the most important thing is that he gave a lot of blessing and joy, but also some suffering. All suffering was due to breaking the ego, to see the oneness, the essence of our being, to lead us to a non-dual reality. And so the teaching is going on every day since he left his body. He's never left our art and our life and our everyday life. So I could speak for 1 hour, but I think I said enough. Om Namah Shivaya. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Filippo. Ram Lota is a senior brother of the Haidakhandi family and has also served Babaji Samaj as its president. What is noteworthy about Ram Lota is that though he is 60 plus, but he wears a smile of a 7-year-old. His sharing of Babaji's Leela is astounding. His satsang about Babaji, you will just love it.
It's really a very, very, very long story. I will try to make it as short as possible. Well, I think we can say that all started when my mother killed herself the day before my 21st birthday. As you can imagine, it was a big shock. The family was devastated. We were all devastated. In the middle of, after a few months, I decided in the middle of this huge crisis, existential, personal crisis, I decided to take this trip to go to India. Together with my girlfriend, we left by land with very little money, and we went to India. It was a very adventurous trip, and and somehow, through incredible coincidences, I found myself in Chitai Mandir near Almora, where Baba was there. And I went there to see him. Also, if I wasn't interested in anything spiritual, I was not interested at all. At a certain point, a friend had talked to me about him, and I felt this desire to go to see him. I was on my way to Nepal, so I said, why not? I stopped by to see this guy. And so I went there. And I remember the first moment I saw Baba, my first thought was, but I know you. I know you. I felt this, it was so familiar. And then, of course, I was completely ignorant of everything. And so I couldn't stay there. I stayed only two nighs. And Baba performed the next day a huge yagya there in Chitai Mandir. And then Gora Devi was there, and she brought me to Baba. We talked a little bit with Gora, and she brought me to Baba. And after the yagya, and said, now Baba is leaving, if you want to say hello to him. And I sat in front of Baba, and Baba looked at me and said, you can ask me anything you want. After he never said anything like this to me. So I didn't know really, I was surprised, I didn't know what to say. Then I heard my voice saying, Baba, I want to come with you. That was not in my mind at all. I said, I want to come with you. And he looked at me, and very sweetly, he made like this, very sweet. He said, no. You go back your country, but very sweet. So I said, oh, okay. I was a little disappointed, but I had my trip to go. So, of course, Baba left with all these people, and I went back off and to Nepal. And after I stayed 4 months again in India, then I came back. And this was 78, and end of 78, and all my life changed. All my friends, everything changed. And then in 80, I had a dream of Baba, and he said, "Come." And so I went back. I had very difficulties because I had to serve in the army. Because at the time in Italy, everybody, all the young people had to serve in the army. So I had to serve in the army. When you had to serve in the army, you have no passport. You cannot leave the country. So I was in the middle of this, but I was studying university. I was in the middle of all this. And then I decided to go to see what was happening with my passport at the army office and the headquarters. And I went there, and they told me, we were looking for you here. You are out of your duty. Because the law had changed, and somehow they gave me the exemption without serving. So I was incredibly happy, and I went immediately, made the passport, and I left. And in November 80, I arrived again in Haidakhan, this time with Baba there. And I made pranam to him. And as I arrived, I had this burst of love, where he was on the Gufa side, where two temples were only built, Haidakhandeshwari and Sitaram Radhesham. And he was sitting there, and I went by, and I was just sitting and looking at him, and I had this burst of love towards him. And I saw that every time I had this burst of love, he was looking at me. So he said, he knows, he understands, he knows my mind, he knows everything. And then it started like this. He gave me my name, Ramlotar, there immediately, and it started this. How can I explain? How can we explain what happened? It was really a love story, somehow, the biggest love story of one can imagine. And I still carried with myself a lot of desperation for my mother, and I was very unsure, very insecure, and slowly, patiently, with great love, Baba healed me, completely healed me, and brought me to life again. I blossomed in Haidakhan. I still remember that first day that without any special motive, I felt so happy. There was this happiness bursting, bubbling inside myself. I was working together with Paolo Filippo on the Italian restaurant on the Gufa side. And we were there. I had no reason whatsoever, but this happiness started bubbling inside me. And I said, what happened? Why I'm so happy, And and then it was a wonderful trip of discoveries, of reality of Baba and the reality of myself. There are so many Leelas that is impossible, really to say with words. And I only have this big sense of gratitude and love. And I think the best thing I can do now is to share this love and gratitude. Thank you.
I would like to thank Ram Lota. Whenever God descends on earth, he shows his Leela in many ways. In the first line of devotees are the ones who communicate to the world that God is amongst us, right here with us. And Mrs. Bhasin and her family are one of those devotees who got Babaji's blessings as the first wave of devotees in his new Leela. Over to Mrs. Bhasin.
ओम नमः शिवाय, भोले बाबा की जय। आज मैं आपके सामने अपने भोले बाबा के साथ कुछ अनुभव साझा करना चाहती हूँ। वैसे तो भोले बाबा के साथ मेरे बहुत से अनुभव हैं। पहला अनुभव, एक बार बाबा हल्द्वानी हमारे घर में आए तो मेरी जिठानी ने कहा कि अल्मोड़ा वालों ने घर ले लिया है। तो बाबा ने फट से कहा कि उनसे कहना मेरा ऊपर कमरा बनाएंगे, हिमालय सामने हो। तो मेरी समझ में नहीं आया कि बाबा को कैसे पता चला हमारा घर कहाँ पर है, कहाँ पर लिया है, क्या नहीं लिया है, कहाँ हिमालय है। तो ये भी मेरे पहला अनुभव ये था कि मैं बड़ी हैरान हुई कि बाबा को कैसे पता चला। वो घर कमरा हमने बनाया जिसके सामने बिल्कुल हिमालय था और वो मेरा मंदिर बन गया। बाबा जी आए तो उसी कमरे में रहे। उसके बाद हमने बाबा को निमंत्रण दिया, बाबा हमारे घर में आए, 4 दिन तक रहे वो उसी अपने कमरे में। उनके साथ जो सेवक आए थे उनसे मैंने कहा बाबा क्या लेते हैं, तो उन्होंने कहा बाबा कुछ नहीं देते, खा लीजिए। तो सिर्फ अदरक और इलायची वगैरह डाल के, वो दूध डाल के थोड़ा सा पानी बनाते थे, उसके साथ हम थोड़ा सा ड्राई फ्रूट रख देते थे। तो वो सब सामान जो होता था उसी समय वापस आ जाता था, उसको हम प्रसाद के रूप में लेते थे। तो मेरे को बड़ा आश्चर्य हुआ कि 4 दिन बाबा यहाँ रहे, उन्होंने कुछ खाया नहीं, मेरे घर से कहीं गए नहीं। ये मेरा दूसरा अनुभव था। एक बार बाबा फिर हमारे घर में आए तो सब लोग वहाँ आए हुए थे दर्शन करने के लिए। तो बाबा ने एकदम से कहा कि उनसे कहो कि कुछ कराएं। तो मैं बाबा के पास गई, बाबा क्या कराएं। तो मैंने एकदम कहा कि चलो सावन का महीना है, शिव पुराण कराते हैं। तो उसका निश्चय हो गया, तो शिव पुराण कराया। बाबा रहे 7 दिन तक। एक दिन ऐसे ही बहुत गर्म हो रहा था, तो मेरा बाबा दूर थे, तो मेरा बेटा नीचे से ऊपर आया तो उसने देखा बड़ी भीड़ हो रही है, बाबा बड़े, तो वो ऊपर गया पंखा लेने के लिए। तो पीछे जो बाबा ने आदमी भेजा कि उनसे कहो को पंखा नहीं लाना है, यहाँ ठीक है। तो वो भी एक मेरा तीसरा अनुभव था कि बाबा तो यहाँ बैठे हैं और कैसे हमको लगा कि वो पंखा लेने गया है। वो शिव पुराण रहा और हमने नीचे अपना प्रोग्राम ऊपर खाने पीने का किया था। तो मेरे को लगा कि सावन का महीना और यहाँ कैसे चलेगा, बारिश होती है। पर बाबा की कृपा से 7 दिन तक कोई बारिश नामो निशान नहीं हुआ। और उसके बाद जैसे ही बाबा जी ने मतलब उसका पूर्ण हिस्ती हो गई, बाबा गए और मुश्किल से ब्राइटर कॉर्नर तक पहुँचे होंगे तो ज़ोरों से बारिश हुई। तो ये मेरा एक ये अनुभव था कि जब तक काम पूरा नहीं हुआ बाबा की कृपा से बारिश रुकी रही। एक बार बाबा जी ने अमरनाथ का प्रोग्राम बनाया तो मैंने भी अपने देवर से कहा कि मेरा भी नाम लिखवा दो, मैं बाबा के साथ अमरनाथ जाऊँगी, मेरी बड़ी इच्छा है। तो बाबा जी ने मना कर दिया कि अमरनाथ नहीं जाओगे, तुम पशुपतिनाथ जाओगे। समय बीतने के बाद बहू आर्मी स्कूल में टीचर थी, तो वहाँ अमरनाथ में उनकी ड्यूटी लगी थी। तो हमारा भी प्रोग्राम बन गया। तो बड़ी अच्छी तरह से हम पहुँचे, पूजा करी बाहर जहाँ पर पूजा होती है, पूजा कर ली। उसके बाद गुफा अब मैं उस स्थान पर खड़ी होके पागलों की तरह इधर देख रही उधर देख रही, गुफा कहाँ है, गुफा हमारे साथ वाले गुफा के दर्शन कर रहे और हम जो है गुफा में नहीं जा पाए। उसके बाद हम वापस आ गए। जब काफ़ी आगे हम निकल गए तो एक एकदम मेरे दिमाग में झटका लगा कि ओ, मुझे तो बाबा ने मना किया था। उनकी इच्छा थी मैं नहीं जानती, पर मैं वहाँ जाकर भी दर्शन नहीं कर पाई। ये अब तो बाबा जाने हैं। मेरा ये भी अनुभव बड़ा अजीब सा थी, क्यों मुझे मना किया। एक बार मैं और मेरे हस्बैंड बच्चों के साथ हैराखान गए बाबा के दर्शन करने के लिए। तो हाँ, 2 दिन हम रुके। तो बाबा का प्रोग्राम लखनऊ जाने का था, तो हम लोग उन्हीं के साथ हल्द्वानी वापस आए। तो जिनके घर रुके वहाँ पर लंगर था, हम लोगों ने लंगर खाया। तो मैंने बाबा अच्छी जगह, बाबा हम जाएं? तो बाबा ने कहा नहीं, अभी नहीं जाओगे। फिर मैंने 2 बार पूछा तो उन्होंने मना कर दिया। फिर मुझे गुस्से से बोले, क्या मिर्चें लग रही हैं तुमको? तो मैंने बाबा के पास सामने हाथ जोड़ के खड़ी हो गई। मैंने कहा बाबा नहीं मिर्चें ले। जब बाबा बिल्कुल वहाँ गाड़ी का टाइम हो गया, कार में बैठ गए, उसके बाद हमको जाने के लिए कहा कि अब तुम जा सकते हो। अब ये क्या था, वो क्या चाहते थे? उसके बाद बाबा जी ने आते ही शरीर छोड़ा। उसके बाद हमें बाबा के दर्शन नहीं हुए। शायद उन्होंने यही सोचा होगा, कर लो दर्शन जितना कर सकते हो, फिर मैं नहीं मिलूँगा तुमको। ये मेरा बाबा की कृपा से ये अनुभव भी बहुत हुआ कि बाबा ने चाहा कि तुम नहीं। उसके बाबा जी ने शरीर छोड़ दिया, समाधि ले ली। ये मेरे थोड़े से अनुभव थे जो आपके समक्ष मैंने प्रकट किए। मेरे अनुभव तो बहुत हैं, बस समय कम होने की वजह से मैं ज़्यादा नहीं कह सकती। भोले बाबा की जय।
Thank you, Mrs. Bhasin, for sharing your experience with us. Rajendra Sharma ji, an old and ardent devotee of Babaji. But yes, he needs an introduction for the new devotees. Do you know why? Most of the beautiful, sublime and mystical pictures of Babaji have been captured by Rajendra Bhai. If you want to see reflections of truth, simplicity and love, please spend half an hour with Rajendra Bhai and you will be enthralled.
ओम नमः शिवाय। बांदीकुई सन 1954 की घटना है। मेरी माताजी अचानक बीमार हो गई थी और मुझे उनके सिरहाने बिठाकर मेरे पिताजी डॉक्टर को बुलाने चले गए। उनके जाने के बाद मेरी माताजी ने मुझसे कहा कि ये सामने वाला रोशनदान जरा बंद कर दे, क्योंकि इसमें से बहुत तेज प्रकाश या लाइट या चौंधा आ रहा है। अतः जब मैंने उनकी बात पर ध्यान नहीं दिया तो स्वयं ही उन्होंने अपने शरीर को पैर से सिर तक चादर से ओढ़कर ढक लिया और शांत हो गए, चुपचाप बैठ गए। यानी अगले ही क्षण जब डॉक्टर के पिताजी के साथ अंदर कमरे में आए, उन्होंने माताजी की पल्स देखते ही कह दिया, सॉरी शी इज नो मोर। अब हम सब लोग बड़े अचंभित थे। खैर डॉक्टर तो चले गए, घर में दुख का वातावरण बन गया। फिर कुछ दिनों बाद जब पिताजी बहुत परेशान हो गए थे तो अपने गुरु भगवान पूज्य श्री महेंद्र महाराज जी के पास वृंदावन या हल्द्वानी होते हुए हैड़ाखान पहुँचे। वहाँ महेंद्र महाराज जी ने उनसे कहा, द्वारका बाबू आपकी पत्नी किरण एक बहुत ही अच्छी आत्मा थी, अब आप उसका लिए परेशान मत हो। उसको तो अंतिम समय में भगवान श्री हैड़ाखान वाले बाबा ने दिव्य ज्योति स्वरूप में अपना दिव्य दर्शन देकर उसको धन्य कर दिया। अब आप जाओ और बच्चों का स्वयं ध्यान रखो। उसके बाद सन 1970 में मुझे भी कई बार हैड़ाखान व वृंदावन से ये समाचार मिलता रहा कि परम पूज्य श्री श्री 1008 श्री हैड़ाखान वाले बाबा प्रकट हो गए हैं और मुझे भी साथ चलने को कहा गया, किंतु मैं नहीं गया। कारण शायद मेरे मन में, दिल में, दिमाग में बचपन से यही धारणा बहुत अंदर तक घर कर गई थी कि श्री हैड़ाखान वाले बाबा कोई साधारण संत महात्मा नहीं थे, बल्कि वो तो साक्षात भगवान शिव शंकर का नर रूप में अवतरण थे। तो अतः जो महात्मा हैड़ाखान विश्व महाधाम में अभी प्रकट हुए हैं, वो कोई उच्च कोटि के संत महात्मा तो हो सकते हैं, किंतु हैड़ाखान वाले बाबा नहीं हो सकते। मैं अब अपनी अल्प बुद्धि के चलते शायद ऐसा सोचता रहा कि आज इस संसार में ऐसा कौन महापुरुष है जो भगवान जिसके जप तप या पूजा पाठ से या भक्ति से अपने प्रसन्न होकर भगवान शिव शंकर स्वयं इस पृथ्वी पर इस तरह मनुष्य रूप लेकर और साधारण जनमानस में दिखाई देंगे, दर्शन देंगे। अतः मैंने उस बात पर विश्वास ही नहीं किया कि ये हमारे हैड़ाखान वाले बाबा हो ही नहीं सकते, और इसी कारण मैं उनके दर्शनों को जब तक नहीं गया जब तक वे स्वयं 1970 में जब बाबा वृंदावन होते हुए मार्च 1971 में ग्वालियर पधारे, तब उनकी शोभा यात्रा का आयोजन किया गया शहर में। शोभा यात्रा बड़े ही सुंदर ढंग से निकली। मैंने भी एक मुख्य मार्ग में अपनी फोटो की दुकान के बाहर उनकी शोभा यात्रा को देखते हुए दूर से ही भगवान का प्रथम दर्शन किया और उन्हें प्रणाम किया। उसके बाद मैं रात को कुछ ऐसा आकर्षण उत्पन्न हुआ कि मैं श्री महाराज जी के साथ साथ उनके स्थान की ओर चला गया। रात को अपने घर न जाकर उनके घर चला गया, सेठ जी के। वहाँ पर जैसे ही सत्संग समाप्त हुआ, बाबा जी अपने कमरे में पधारने लगे और मैं भी उनके पीछे पीछे किसी चुंबकीय आकर्षण जैसा उनके पीछे पीछे चला गया उनके कमरे में। बाबा जी ने, जो उनका निजी सेवक था रमेश जी, उनके द्वारा मुझसे पूछा गया कि भाई ये कौन है, क्या नाम है, क्या करते हैं। उनने मुझे पूछा, मैंने बता दिया कि मेरा नाम ये है और राजेंद्र है और मैं उनका पुत्र हूँ और मैं थोड़ा बहुत फोटोग्राफी का काम वाम कर लेता हूँ। तो बाबा ने उनके साथ सेवक से शायद कहलवाया या उसने स्वयं कहा कि क्या बाबा के फोटो खींच दोगे। मेरे को लगा कि ये बाबा को फोटो खिंचवाने की क्या जरूरत पड़ गई, किंतु मैं मना नहीं कर पाया। मैंने कहा ठीक है, खींच दूंगा। तो उन्होंने कहा कल सुबह 4 बजे आ जाना। मैं अगले दिन सुबह 4 बजे नहा धोकर कैमरा लेकर उनके सेठ जी के यानी घर पर पहुंच गया। और जब मैं वहां दरवाजे के बाहर बैठा रहा, किंतु बहुत देर होने के बाद भी शायद मुझे किसी ने नोटिस ही नहीं किया कि मैं आया हुआ हूं। और जब थोड़ा थोड़ा सूर्योदय होने लगा, तब बाबा जी के कमरे का द्वार खुला और उनके वही निजी सेवक श्री रमेश जी ने कहा, अरे तुम तो 4 बजे आने वाले थे, तुम अब आ रहे हो। मैंने कहा कि कुछ नहीं बोला, लेकिन मैंने कहा अब चलो छोड़ो, क्या इनसे बहस करना। मैंने कहा भाई कोई बात नहीं, अब आप ऐसा करो, अब खींच देते हैं फोटो। शीघ्र ही महाराज श्री ने कहा कि नहीं, वो समय तो गया, अब नहीं हो सकता। मेरे को बड़ी अंदर से कुछ शायद तकलीफ हुई, दुख हुआ इस बात से कि मेरे को फोटो खींचने के लिए मना कर दिया। बस तुरंत ही श्री प्रभु ने दया करते हुए कहा कि अच्छा ऐसा करो, कल नहीं परसों सुबह 4 बजे आ जाना फोटो खींचने। मैं फिर एक दिन बाद अगले दिन सुबह 4 बजे नहा धोकर पुष्पमाला लेकर फिर से उनके वही स्थान पर पहुंच गया। पर इस बार स्वयं उन्होंने मुझे अंदर कमरे में अपना जो भी उनका नित्य कर्म था उसके बाद बुलवा लिया और मुझसे कहा कि किवाड़ अंदर से बंद कर दो। और कमरा बंद करने के बाद श्री महाराज जी ने मुझ पर दया करते हुए कहा कि अच्छा तुम फोटोग्राफर हो, अब तुम बताओ कि हमको किस तरह से बैठना है फोटो खिंचवाने के लिए। मैं बड़ा अचंभित सा हुआ और कुछ कह नहीं पाया। फिर बड़े संकोचवश शायद मैंने कहा कि महाराज जैसा आप उचित समझें। उसके बाद 3-4 फोटो बाबा जी ने मुझसे अलग अलग मुद्राओं में खिंचवाए। मैं जब तक दूसरी फिल्म बदलने लगा, तब तक महाराज जी ने स्वयं अपना कुर्ता उतार कर एक तरफ रख दिया और नंगे बदन पद्मासन में विराजमान होकर मुझसे कहा कि अब फोटो खींचो। और उस प्रकार उसी स्वरूप में उन्होंने 4-5 अलग अलग मुद्राओं में मुझसे फोटो खिंचवाए और मुझे उस वक़्त ऐसा प्रतीत हो रहा था कि मानो साक्षात भगवान शिव शंकर मेरे ऊपर दया करते हुए मुझको विभिन्न स्वरूपों में दर्शन देने की कृपा कर रहे हैं और मैं एक एक क्लिक पर इतना आनंदित हो रहा था अंदर से कि जैसे मुझे कोई स्वर्गिक का सुख मिल रहा हो फोटो खींचने में। कुछ देर बाद फिर महाराज जी ने दोबारा से अपनी अंडी उठा करके ओढ़ ली और सिर भी ढक लिया। उसके बाद 3-4 फोटो और खिंचवाने के बाद कहा कि बस अब हो गया। मैंने भी श्री चरणों में प्रणाम करके और उठने लगा। तब मुझे ऐसा प्रतीत हुआ शाम को जब मैंने वो फोटो बनाए, उन चित्रों के फोटो प्रिंट निकाले, तब इतना आनंदित हुआ, इतना प्रसन्न हुआ मैं कि एक एक फोटो देखकर मुझे लगा कि पता नहीं क्या मुझे पूरे जन्म जन्मांतरों की कोई निधि प्राप्त हो गई है। और आज 50 वर्षों बाद भी उन चित्रों को देखकर मैं इतना आनंदित होता हूँ कि मैं बता ही नहीं सकता। और मैं उनकी श्री प्रभु के चरणों की कृपा से अपने परिवार के साथ बहुत आनंदमय हूँ और भगवान श्री हैदाखान वाले बाबा के चरणों में यही प्रार्थना करता हूँ कि उनके सभी भक्तों का जीवन आनंदमय हो, सब प्रकार के सुख से पूर्ण हो और बाबा की कृपा हमेशा उन पर बनी रहे। बोले बाबा की जय।
I would like to thank Rajendra Bhai for sharing your experiences with us. And now over to Arvind Bhai.